Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another video. All right, let's check it out. Let's see what we got for you right now. If you like these Japanese bands from back in the days, I mean back in the days about 20 years ago, then you're looking at the right video. All right, let's see what we got for you right now. We have for you a 143 scale Honda Stepwgn. Even though it's WGN, not WAGON. They took the vowels away on the last part, so they put them abbreviated, which I don't really like it. It took me a while just to even know how to write it properly because I keep putting step wagon with an A and an O and all that. But going back to the car, this nice Honda van, it's quite an interesting van because unfortunately, minivans back in the 90s and the early 2000s, they were quite popular. They were everywhere. But Honda didn't really care to, I guess, beyond just selling their Honda Odyssey, which is the van that many of you know around there. They didn't really care to show this car to many other parts of the world. And I think that was a shame because this van could have done very well in other parts of the world. Example, in North America, when this van looks quite big, it could have been a competition for like the Chevrolet Astro van or the Ford. I would say the Aerostar, but I don't think the Aerostar was already in the market back on this in this era. I think it was already out of the market. But again, this would have done very well, to my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but they could have probably extended it. This is the second generation of the Honda Stepwgn. This second generation came out in 2001. But just so you know, the first generation they came out in 1996. So that's they could have perfectly in 1996 minivans were the boom of the boom. Everyone wanted one. All right, guys. So engine wise, let's get to the engines before I forget. Engines, you had a 2.0 and you had a 2.4. And then these are only 4 cylinders, no 6 cylinders here. Maybe the engines would have been a little on the weaker side for the American taste. Maybe. I'm just saying. And then you got the transmissions. You only got automatics. You had a 4-speed automatic for the 2.0 engine, and you had a 5-speed automatic for the 2.4 engine. So I guess the bigger the engine, the better transmission with more gears you get. Not bad. Basically, with the second generation when it came out, it was mostly the same as the first generation, but it had design, geared towards families with children. So I guess it was a better van altogether from what I'm seeing. It had a sliding door on one side, and then you had the seats. Look, this is quite interesting. The seat had 4 different seating arrangements. You had the play mode, which is sitting opposite one from another. You had the food mode, sleep mode, and the cargo mode. Now, the cargo mode basically was the second row of seats will fold flat. And that's quite nice because, you know, I remember other minivans, example, the Chrysler Town and Country, if you're familiar, had some technology, not technology, something that you could fold down the seats under the like by the floor. So basically, the second row seats were folding flat. But it may not be the first brand that came out with that. maybe other brands like this one. But since we're not very familiar with these vans, unfortunately, these vans were basically sold in Japan. I'm not sure if they were sold in other parts of the world because again, when it comes to Japanese cars, I'm not sure why they they export a lot of cars. They do. But a lot of models, they just kept them for their home land, which is understandable because obviously you want to make sure first let's cover the country that built these cars. But then you could have perfectly have exported these models. But again, I'm only saying my comment. Maybe, they have their own reasons. Maybe um, not every country did not welcome these cars like they expected, so they just kept it to their home market. But I know these models are being exported nowadays. I think I've seen a couple of them in example in North America, in USA. I saw a couple of them because now they have them, they export them. They have a law that if it's over 25 years old, you can export them. And these, not specifically this model because it's not 25 years old yet, but you got like the 90s van, the first generation, it's already over 25 years old. So that qualifies right there. All right, guys, I'm gonna let it go around a few times, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So, what do you guys think about this van? Do you find them attractive? Do you think it was just another van in the market? Maybe you couldn't care less if it came to your country or not. Remember, we're talking about 2001. Let's not compare this van to the new vans nowadays. Obviously, there's a lot more squarish. The is not the best looking van, but I find it very useful. It looks big. It looks tall. And it looks like you could fit a lot of people in it. And sometimes, not Japanese families, because they're usually not that big of a family, but a lot of countries they got a lot of families. Let's put it as you got 5 kids, or you got 6 kids. Sometimes the minivans are a little too small for comfortably sitting 6 kids. So these vans look like it could probably fit a little more, but more people in it, probably 7 or 8. Depends on the amount. But again, it looks like you could probably fit a lot more stuff in it. I find it attractive. I like the rear end long lights, the long tail lights. I don't know. I like the hubcaps. Believe it or not, the wheels they look very interesting for the car. And by the way, before I forget, guys, this is a diecast made by MTech. Lately, I don't know why I have been buying this brand because you know why? I found a few models that only this brand has. And I'm not crazy about the brand. I know it's not the best of a quality and it's a little bit of an old school brand, but again, it's not bad either. And it does show quite, it, it quite does a good representation of the car. All right, everyone. Don't forget to please give me that beautiful thumbs up, which I really, really appreciate. And comment below, like I was saying, and let me know what you guys think about this van. And don't forget to click and subscribe and click the bell next to the subscribe button that will remind you when I'm posting more videos. Take care of yourselves more than ever, and goodbye.